Hey, what's going on, guys? Sorry I didn't make a video yesterday. I was beat. My helper is on vacation, so I'm having to do the work of two people. Well, at least one and a half, right? um, so this team just did 317 million. I'm gonna run it here in a second after I show you the builds. So if you see my other video, I kind of went over some fundamentals of the boss. The Wisp is here. He's gonna help you heal, give you some shields and place a debuff on this boss to help you do more damage. You ain't got to worry about him. He's good. Um, this boss has 8 stacks of, I want to say, Fury. And if you knock all these stacks off, he will go into a weaken mode and you do more damage. It's only for a couple seconds, so I wouldn't try to time it. I heard just letting your guys do their normal thing, set up their timings as like the continental bosses, and it does about the same. You're gonna hit it here and there, and it'll be fine. So anyway, so this boss has 8 stacks of this fury, and if you knock him down, he lays down, goes into a weaken mode, and makes his counter instead of 30 seconds go to 33. Ways to knock these fury stacks off is to increase or decrease the ultimate energy. There's ways of doing this, which is a puppeteer set. Now you're gonna have to have your whole team. I know there's other comps and other content creators doing mixed teams. I don't like it. Um, and I mean, maybe they'll do more than I can, but I don't. I just don't like it. And this makes sense to me. So when aware, cast an ultimate skill. Allies of the same element gain 10% ultimate energy. And you got 5 heroes on your team, right? So this is going to knock down 5 stacks of that fury by itself. And in this case, I'm bringing Ripicus. He's an excellent Witches of Remains candidate anyways. But on his ultimate, he hits 3 times and knocks down the ultimate energy 3 times. That's 8 stacks. Done. So there is other ways you can do this. One way is if there's other heroes you have that do it, of course. This artifact here, the Essence Burner, grants ultimate energy. This will knock down a stack. If you're fast enough, it can knock down 2 stacks. This will knock down a stack or 2 stacks if you're fast enough. And give some resistance, which we're about to talk about. So I did all the math, so you don't have to. So you probably know about this sharing resistance in the talents. Well, you're gonna need 500, no less. Okay, and this is going to make your other heroes. I thought it was gonna be okay with just a rune, but you're gonna need something, the very little on some other piece. So what you're gonna want is 500 on this guy and 124. So that's a rune and a substat somewhere of resistance. So as you see here, 128. She's got some extra. 144. 185. I couldn't make it any less because I just couldn't. So 500 and 124 on each of your other guys. And you're good. With this, adjacent allies gain 20% of the hero's resistance at the start of the battle. This is I've take everything into consideration. You know, your psyche core, this buff up here, and don't forget this too. You could build you guys a little bit more crit damage instead of crit rate. You know, you guys gonna be faster. You're gonna have more enlightenment. But this right here, this accuracy and resistance, is what we're. So this boss isn't gonna touch me with no debuffs. And before I was running, instead of this, I was running this on the share, right? Well, it wasn't quite good enough for your shielder or healer. So I put on a healer, I put this staff on. On a shielder, I put Elminster's book. You know, something that, if you guys don't know, I mean, you will have it soon, but it gives enlightenment for your shielder, and it makes it last longer, and it's stronger. It's really good. So that's how I went about it. So the way to get 500 pretty, I mean, it's strict. How I did it is I took this set here, which gives enlightenment and resistance. And also, whenever you resist, which you're going to resist, you get you heal all your team members. And then the fourth piece, I just found, the best enlightenment. Look, I got lucky on this one. And this is important. You're gonna want a resistance chest piece, and you're gonna want to have it affinity. What is it? Ascension of that hero, or of this, like necrosis. He's necrosis. So you're gonna want it ascended with necrosis to give this 24. Because I was struggling with every team to get this 24. I mean, maybe you got better resistance in here in your four pieces, but I was lacking because I basically use the same set on all of my teams. So, other than that, we can run it. This team, I don't know if you've seen me talk about this, my little griping. When she hits her ultimate and she starts cycling through, and she stops halfway, and you're like, hello? So I have to, because she buffs Luanis. And so I have to do one step of manualing to fix it, and then I can just let it go. I don't run any skill haste because I think it messes up the puppeteer set. And like one guy would just start gradually getting out of sync. So, let me show you the builds of everybody else. Here's the talents down here. You can just copy that. Here's the stats, crit rate. Like I said, you don't need a 90 here and 10 because you get that buff of 10. So I went a little bit low, which helped me get the resistance that I needed. I just built her with damage. We got Zelius, whatever. I gave him this, and then instead of giving him a resistance rune, I know this says accuracy and he doesn't need it, but I just wanted to build him with damage. So I gave him crit rate, crit damage, some attack. Yeah, this was like my best rune I could do it with. I gave him the executioner set, gave him some carnage gloves, crit damage. I know it's kind of crappy, but best I got. Crit damage rune, whatever. her, I went with the pipe organ and the puppeteer set. A resistance rune, attack, and here's that little bit of resistance that you need to make it 124 or better. Ripicus, Witch's Remains for sure, 100%. Brotherhood set, so he's casting, or the Witch's Remains cast the debuff. I don't know if you guys seen that video either. You do not need accuracy for the Witch's Remains. Like if you have Sutha, you don't need to build accuracy on Sutha for this. But I mean, if your character already needs accuracy for another skill to place debuffs, I mean, the Witch's Remains comes with some accuracy, right? All good. So, anyways, Brotherhood set gave him some survivability, defense, a resistance rune, give him some over that 124. Now, the accuracy, I also did that math for you. So, with the 40 from this, okay, and the 50 from your Psyche core is 90. And this boss is 3, you need 332. You're going to need 242 accuracy. Exactly or more. Perfect. Almost perfect. Alright, we went over him. So, we got Torn here. He's in this set. Enlightenment Resistance. Enlightenment Resistance. This, why I put this on here, to make him fast, of course. But whenever he heals over, he gives a shield. And whenever this boss hits you, he's going to destroy your maximum hit points. Unless you have a shield on that can withstand the attack. Or as much as possible, and it will lower this, damaging your maximum hit points. So shield is your friend in this, against this boss. So let's go ahead and we will run it. Try to turn this up. Yeah, whatever. Alright, so the only thing I'm worried about is her. So she goes, and then her ultimate fills up, and then just stops. Thanks, developer. So I turn this off. Because I want her to go right before Luana's. And she has the puppeteer set on, so she can, like, boost it up if the boss isn't taking all the ultimate energy that I gain away. In this group, it takes a while for Luana's to turn into a dragon also. Because I only got this dude to make undead things for her to eat. But it still works. Like I said, I got 317. Alright, she should hopefully start going. Now, alright. And now it should be all auto. So you see, like, Ripicus is casting, well, landing the Witch's Remains. So Witch's Remains, then she boosts everybody's turn meter, or skill hit, whatever, skill haste. And then the Luana's goes and blasts them. 4 minutes to go still, and I'm over 200 million. I mean, like I said, there may be better teams out there, but I like this team. Other than having to manual that one part. We'll do like probably 3 teams in this video, and then 3 teams in another video. Let's add some bad RNG in that one. Whatever, it's RNG. But I know I can hit 317, so I am not going to save that. I'll run it throughout the night. Let's see, who else should we do? This we can do this one. Oh, you know what? If I didn't show you the skill timings, that's that. I don't know. Did I go over the masters? There's hers. There's his down there. You can just copy the pictures in case I didn't show this stuff. Down there. Down there. And there. We'll do the same thing. Show you the timings and the talents before I forget. Alright, there's the timings. There's her talents. There's his talents. There's her talents. Her talents. next challenge. It does matter also how you set these guys up. For that Necro team, not really, because he can hit everybody with the Witch's Remains or all the targets, because it's got like a tail, a head, and a claw. But like later, maybe you have to one that doesn't have such a big area, but you'll want like if like let's say Felicity. Felicity only hits I think this claw or maybe the claw in the head. So you don't want Flora over here, or over here because she's gonna go after this tail. So you'd want to have her next to this claw as much as possible. Anyways, Licinia, she hits everything, so you're all good with the positioning. You do want, like in that Necro team, you want everybody around your share. In this case, I got Logia. So she's going to share her resistance, so you want everybody next to her. Okay, so we'll go over the builds. So remember, Philosia's got 500, so you need 124. So that's a little bit over, that's fine. Accuracy, you want 242 or better, that's fine. Does Cemetery need accuracy? I don't know, I never built her with it. But anyways, resistance, 1 over 124. This guy, over 124. Dorker is 124. And so we get the Puppeteer set on this guy, Horsey guy. So this is going to knock off 5 stacks of the Rage. And Dorkerez on his battle skill knocks down recharges his ultimate and will knock down uh, the other stacks. So he should hit that. It's like what, every 5 seconds for a battle skill, 9 seconds, and the boss is on the 33, so that's should be fine. I believe it does because I was kind of watching and I seen the stacks fall away and then the boss lays down. So, anyways, man, I'm rambling. All right, so Licinia with Brotherhood set. If you care about this kind of stuff, crit rate, give her some crit rate. You only need this to say 80 or better. But I didn't feel like messing with the builds too much. This was already set up from Continental Challenge. I just kind of went with that, other than changing, like, to put a resistance rune on, and made sure I had something in a substat somewhere. Philosia, like I said, I'm basically using that same set, but I had to find another resistance chest piece so I can elemental affinity it. You know what I'm saying? Tired man, what do you want from me? So I found this one, and I had a good hit on Enlightenment, and that brought us up to the 500 that we need. I got her since she does shields. I gave her the book. We got Horsey guy with, like I said, the puppeteer set and the pipe organ and as much attack as possible to give to our damage dealers here. this guy. I put this. Like I said, you want this in every team. If hopefully you have this, because it bounces back the debuffs that he tries to give you. So since he goes so fast, I just put him in 2 sets of skill haste. Gave him 63 skill haste. Because he lands um, frost, and he's gonna be doing this battle skill as fast as possible. All right, let's run it. Let's run it. Make sure we got our anchor aura good. This team I got saved at 218 million. Frost team is like struggling everywhere that I see. Like everybody's having troubles. So if you're having troubles, don't feel bad. We all are. Oh, if you're wondering about these stacks of rage, 8 stacks, you'll see it pop up here right about there. Watch him just fall off. See, he's got 7 because Dork Res went down to 2 because of the Puppeteer set. Down 1 more for Dork Res, and gone because of Dork Res. So he lays down, get a little bit more damage on him. That he has this shield buff or defense up buff. You got some way to get rid of it. I think in some of the heroes' talents, I think Scratch was saying there's in a rally team at the on the bottom of the talent row. It says whenever they use a rally, they have a chance or whatever to dispel a buff. I wonder if anybody else has that. I didn't really look yet, but he had that talent on Filto because Filto gets ultimate energy, and so he'll knock that buff off. And I think that's why I didn't see Landor in any of the teams, because they was using Filto instead. Because Filto brings the ultimate energy, which knocks off this rage. And I mean, he's pretty good too. He does all right. You want to set him up to where he's like hitting the claw in the head, because he's got that 3x3 blast or 3 by infinity blast, whatever it is. And that other video with the I made for Witch's Remains. I did shame Dork Rez a bit, and he did come up a few more points back into my book for being really good in this fight. I still ain't gonna put the Witch's Remains on him, but I mean, he's not bad. I mean, he ain't as good as Licinia, unless he hits every single. He gets lucky and hits every single time. He'd be better than Licinia, but I don't know. I don't think so. 215. Alright, well, 216. Yeah, I don't know. I may try to mess with it a little bit more later. Who else should we do? Plus number 2. We'll do Rally. Skill timings for Rally. I went with this. Because it just gets so chaotic. So I just have them going as fast as possible. The masteries, we'll start with Huberg. He's got these. Filto, like I said, he's going with the bottom, which, yeah, here. When consuming Rally to cast the ultimate skill, there's a 50% chance to dispel one buff from the target. So I wouldn't, I don't know, I wouldn't probably put it on 2 heroes, but I wouldn't put it on anyone else, because he goes fast. Lorenthal, I guess we'll just go in here and show you. Lorenthal I got going with the top, because he's got the pipe organ, and this sounds like the best one to give attack. So I'm giving attack to all the ranged units. You want one of your rally guys to have this middle one because of this. It creates a magic circle at the location with the most enemies at the start of the battle. Affected enemies will take 20% more damage in less than 30 seconds. So it's a little bonus. Not much. Lauren Thill we got going with the top. Herber's with the top. Jillian is sharing her resistance. 20%. And we'll go into the builds. So we got her with the magic number 500. She's a healer. So we put the staff on her to give your team shields. So the boss isn't destroying that much of your health. So you live longer. And remember, so I had to find another chess piece. And I got lucky, it looks like, again, with a 3 hit on Enlightenment. So, Filto, we just went super high damage. You, with Rally, if you have this hero, if your guys have Rally stacks on them, at least 2, you get 40%. And remember that Alliance buff is going to give you 10, so that's 50. So you only need to build, like Filto here, with 50. He's got 60. That's fine. Same. 60, which is fine. Um, Huber, I just went with damage. Like I said, you want 124. Yeah, 124 resistance. Alton, we got with Witch's Remains. You do not need accuracy to ignore that. Because, I mean, you need 242 to cast a debuff on the boss, right? So, if that's the case, I'm not going to land it at all. But I will land it 100%. Um, Whatever. Resistance rune. Jillian went there. Lauren Dell with the pipe organ and the puppeteer set. Okay, so with the stacks of rage, the 8 stacks. So this is gonna knock off 5, and Filto's gonna knock off the other 3 with his recharges ultimate energy. I don't know, he does it, I guess, in this. I think it's enough. If not, you can always put the candle essence burner in here. Alright, let's run it. I'm tired of rambling. You guys are probably like, what's wrong with this guy? Man, I'm tired, man. Just did like a 9.5 hour shift. Beat. And then trying to set these teams up and make some videos. And, man, I passed out like early yesterday, too. Forgot to do the planar exposition. Expedition. It's clearly what I said the first time. This team, we are looking for a 254. And this boss also, like, once you hit 200 million, it gets that 90% damage reduction. So it looked like a bad pop right there. So this might be pretty low. That might have been what happened with the other 2 teams too. Got a bad pop in the 200 million, or I got a really good pop when I was watching it, testing it. Man, did you guys check out that Alien Earth yet? It's good. Been watching that. Dexter Resurrection. Watch that. Um, Forget what else I watch. Oh, like Foundation and Invasion is the shows I've been watching lately. Hasn't been really any good movies lately. know it's looking good, but I think this boss like just wipes me eventually here in a few seconds. I don't know how or why or what happens, but they all just like they just blast me. 254. I think he died first the last time also. Man, he was like going off, ain't he? Well, last to end 264. I'm gonna write that down. That is pretty good. I'm gonna have to say 264. Nice. Nice. But I'm gonna mess with it. Hopefully, I don't pass out from exhaustion. Alright, guys. Well, I am going to do a video for the other three teams. And thanks so much for watching this one. And I will catch you in that one.